A 43-year-old woman has been fatally shot during a domestic violence incident. At around 3:25 p.m. on Wednesday the 19th of June, authorities responded to the 2300 block of Locust Avenue in Long Beach, California on reports of a person shot. When first responders arrived, they found a woman in cardiac arrest with multiple gunshot wounds to her upper body. Despite attempting life-saving measures, she was unable to be saved and was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim was identified as 43-year-old Miriam Zaragoza, and her death was ruled a homicide. Through the investigation, detectives identified Miriam's boyfriend, 35-year-old Timothy Campbell, as a suspect in the shooting. On the 24th of June, Timothy was located and arrested in Los Angeles. He's been charged with murder and remains held at the Long Beach City Jail on a $2 million bond. Miriam is survived by her 2 children. The motive of the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. 20-year-old Edward Kang is behind bars after he travelled almost 1,000 miles from New York, New Jersey, and snuck into a house in Fernandino Beach, Florida, to beat a man with a hammer over a video game disagreement. Edward and his rival gamer, who were about the same age, had never met in person prior to the incident. At around 2 a.m. on Sunday the 23rd of June, the victim's stepfather awoke to the victim screaming for help. When he went to check on the victim, he found the victim and Edward in a physical fight. The stepfather and the victim managed to restrain Edward until Nassau County deputies arrived. The responding deputies reportedly noticed a significant amount of blood in the front hallway and in the victim's bedroom. Authorities said that the victim was playing a video game late Saturday night and into the early hours of Sunday morning. He got up to go to the bathroom, and when he returned he found Edward standing in his bedroom with a hammer in his hand in the air and struck him in the head. Edward was wearing all black, a mask and gloves. The two started struggling, and the victim was able to disarm and wrestle Edward to the ground. Both Edward and the victim were taken to the hospital for injuries, but Edward was released into the custody of the sheriff's office. The victim sustained severe but non-life-threatening head injuries. Edward and the victim reportedly met playing the video game Archage, which is a career multiplayer fantasy game. Edward claimed the victim was a bad person online. Edward arrived in Florida in the early hours of Friday the 21st of June. He told his family he's visiting a longtime friend in Florida that he had not seen in a while. Once in Florida, he purchased a flashlight and a hammer from Ace Hardware. Investigators located his receipt and flight ticket. Edward was charged with attempted second-degree murder and armed burglary, and he's held at the Nassau County Jail. Authorities said that Edward was not cooperating with law enforcement and kept asking about sentencing lengths for breaking and entering an assault. The investigation into the matter continues. Homicide detectives are investigating the fatal shooting of a 57-year-old man. At around 2:30 p.m. on Monday the 24th of June, authorities responded to the Wise Owl Brick House Apartments complex in the 1000 block of West 38th Street in Kansas, Missouri, on reports of a shooting. When first responders arrived, they entered the complex and found a man suffering from gunshot wounds in the common access stairwell of the building. Despite medics providing aid, the victim was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim was identified as 57-year-old Wayne Gordon. Authorities said that several people were nearby when the shooting occurred and are canvassing the area and reviewing video surveillance to help identify the suspect or suspects. The motive of the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues.